Welcome to the definitive Soul Reaper Shikai tier list, and in this video we're going to go through every single mythic, legendary, rare, and common. If you haven't checked out my playlist for tier lists, you can check it down in the description below. I'm just remaking some of the older ones, which are the tier lists. There'll be a separate one for the Bankai, but this one's focusing just on the Shikais. Alright, so on to the first mythic, the brand new Snow one. This one's actually really good because getting your temperature is really easy, in my opinion. So, like, you get it and then you just stay there the whole time, basically. Or if you do lose it, you can just get it back really quickly. And a lot of these moves have pretty big range, slow, and stun, so the Z move is pretty good. It also has, like, I think it's a frame 1 counter, because, like, you can throw it out pretty quickly, like, and react to anything. The X move is pretty good range, decent damage, and the C move as well is pretty crazy, like, and it also has this 8-second Easter egg variant, which is kind of funny. But if you do land that, you get a guaranteed Itokasu. So you basically win your ranked match if this hits. It's I don't know what the percent is. I think it's like 1% or something really low. But also the C move is amazing. It has good range and it has a good knockback and you can play off it. This one's probably going to go S tier for that reason. Kyoko. The nerfs on this have been insane. The Z move and the X move, or the Z move and the C move, are kind of useless in my opinion. I think the damage boost on the Z move is like between 5 and 10%, but it's not really worth using anymore because SR Keto got nerfed and gutted, and the clone, if you're playing against someone smart, they'll just do a bisection or a crescent relief or just any move really, and it dies in one move. So probably don't want to use this. The X move still has decent posture. It does like half. So if you know how to manage your posture correctly, they'll be forced to parry that or perfect dodge it because you'll guard break them. But probably gonna put that C tier. Honestly, might even put it D tier, but I'm just gonna leave it C because the posture's half decent on the X move. Duality. So recently they made this one have I think they increased the windup on every single move, but they gave you more damage in return. And now I think this is probably, I think it was a buff overall. Like, although you have slightly like more wind up, you do a lot more damage now. Like, it's amazing. You got 3 guard breaks with all your your yin moves, and your yang moves are amazing for if you want to play a little more passive. Like, the C move is good for if you just want to do damage with no counterplay, because even if they parry it, they're not going to do anything because you're like 30 feet in the air. And then the X move is a great engage, and the C move is also amazing. If you do an eviscerate into the C move, I'm pretty sure it's true or close to true. But yeah, definitely S tier. Benihime. This one's amazing for medic or just anything really. It's amazing on Kendo as well, and it really synergizes well with I think Scythe. It goes really good, and the Z move is really good. You spam it out 3 times. The third one has pretty heavy stun, so you can combo extend off it. We can just really throw it out whenever in a combo, just to like interrupt their move or just like start a combo. X move gets you out of any combo, especially Hakata combos. It's like frame 1 iframes, so that's amazing. And the C move is still pretty stupid. Even if you perfect parry, most of the time it'll still go through their parry, which is, I don't know why that's a thing. But they did nerf the pull-in guard breaks, so you won't get guard broken, but you'll still get guard broken by the rest of the move, so it doesn't even matter. I don't think that was even a nerf. Probably gonna go S tier. You can still pull in, or like crescent and then pull them back in, so still a pretty broken Shikai in my opinion, especially on medic. It's so annoying. They just run, they spam their Z move, and then they wait for their C move to get off cooldown. They put down their encompass, and then you take like half a bar of damage because of Discord Orb. So really fun. Onto our first legendary, Suzumbachi. Now, I put this one, I think A tier in my last one, but I think I'm probably gonna put it S tier because recently I've been playing it, and probably gonna make a video on it soon. But with Greatsword, it is actually amazing. Like, you can do some basic true combos, like if you do Greatsword crit into the X move here, it's true, and then from the X move you can do your jumping Sonata flow and it'll be basically true. And also off the C move you can do a basically true Sonata flow. Even if it doesn't hit, most of the time you'll hit it, and if they do get up, you'll guard break them, because most of the time people don't parry Sonata, so still pretty good. The Z move is kind of useless in my opinion. This one doesn't even do high posture, it comes out pretty slow. And the second move you'll rarely hit because it's so delayed afterwards. But probably, I'm going to put it S tier because of the true combos alone. So, Theater. Theater is really good. Even though, like, I did say that you could just flash step out of the stuffs or dodge them. Once you get really low, like under like 2 bars or like 3, it becomes like really hard if they just wait till you flash step or dodge, because then you'll be on cooldown for a while and you won't be able to dodge it. Especially with Murasama, I actually would recommend Murasama on this one because the forward crit disables your flash step, forcing them to perfect dodge it. And most of the time, perfect dodging doesn't work. And you also have a pretty good counter. The counter is hard to read because it does like no animation, all it does is put text above your head. And if you're far enough away, they won't even see that, so it's pretty uncounterable. And it also ragdolls for a long time. After you get hit by this, they can basically do a true Rising Swallow or whatever move they want afterwards because you're on the floor for so long. And they also buffed, I think, the Z and the C to have like better stun, or like stun where they can't cheese it. Like you used to be able to, after the counter on Ink, you could still spam flash step, and like most of the time you'd get away before they could do a move. So if you knew they had the counter up, you could just, or after you got countered, you just spam your flash step and get away. You would, it's like Serum W, the way you could get away from it. It's ragdoll or like true stun. But definitely S tier for that. Oh, they have a lot of S tiers up here. Alright, Flower. Flower's actually pretty good. Its Z moves comes up pretty fast, and it can move stack. You can do a Sonata Flow after it, forcing them to either turn around to block or perfect dodge your Sonata / parry it. It's pretty stupid, honestly. The X move comes out fast, good tool to end a combo or begin it, and you just play off that. The C move is kind of useless in my opinion. It doesn't stun, but it does, I guess, decent damage. It's there, extra damage, why not? I'm gonna put it A tier though. There's definitely S tiers are way better, but S and A are probably all viable. Ice. Now this is my favorite Shikai. If you didn't know, the carving move makes Rising Swallow true at a certain distance. Like at the very end of it, you'll be true stunned, or they'll be stunned long enough for you to do a Rising Swallow. So if you're good at knowing the distance for that, it'll be really good for that. It's really good for Kendo. And the X move, you can hold X to make it faster, or like tap X to make it slow. So that's a good mix-up tool. It's really good for pressure if you're pushing. You could like do the tap X to do it slowly and then do Flower Passage along with it, or Flowing Petals to force them to block that. And then you get on top of them. Ice Mirror, it's not frame 1, but it comes out really fast. Unfortunately, you can't really play off it too often, but if you do get a lucky ragdoll and they're close enough, you could get maybe a Sonata or an Eviscerate off before they get up. Or like a Crescent. I usually do Crescent after this. I just like dash forward and then Crescent. This is going S tier though. It's my favorite Shikai. Blood. Now Blood, honestly, it's pretty good, but it's not for me. It's got pretty big range on the Z move, and the second part of it will make any move true because it'll ragdoll long enough for you to do anything. You can Rising Swallow, you can Sonata Flow, or any move really, as long as it's not like a Spine Run with crazy windup. Your X move is pretty decent as well. It has really long range, and it will probably pull you in even if you were like back here. I don't know, it's kind of silly. The range, it goes a lot further than the hitbox would make it seem. The C move's a good gap close. They've recently buffed it so it's easier to hit, so yeah. And the healing is still pretty decent. I want to get someone in ranked and like, we healed like 10% in like 5 seconds, I swear. So, I'm gonna probably put this A tier for that, because the heal is really good still. And the moves do decent damage, but you have to be really good at hitting your moves, or else you're gonna end up hurting yourself, because you lose HP when you miss a move, and you lose blood when you miss a move, so don't miss your moves. Alright, Ink. This one's probably one of the better Shikai. Even though they nerfed the nameless time that they're nameless, you can still have it on them like most of the match if you're smart and know how to land it. So you can do like the C move into the X move, and most of the time it'll land, or you could just guard break them and then just do the X and just get a big true. So aim for that. This is a good tool as well. You can crit into Z or just M1 into Z. It comes out pretty fast. This is really good on Hakuda as well, and Kendo. Both of them are very valuable. I'm gonna put an S tier though, just because of the move disable. It lasts so long. Alright, on to our first rare. We got Shinso. Now, Shinso seems like a really cool Shikai, but honestly, it doesn't have anything going well for it. Like, it's very flashy, yes. It's got a counter that's decent, and it's got fast M1s with but you have smaller range. Or actually, it gets bigger when you hit your C move. But still, I don't think it's that good. You should definitely use an A or S tier one. I'm probably gonna put this like I'm lucky putting it C tier. It's not that good. You can't really combo extend off any of your moves. The C move you might be able to do an Eviscerate or a Crescent after, but I don't know. It doesn't ragdoll long enough. Alright, Zangetsu. This one recently got... a lot of its moves got buffed. I don't know if it was just Mushin, but this one, even after they overtuned it to be like stupid fast, and then they nerfed it again. After that, it's still pretty fast and the ragdoll is pretty amazing. It's really good on Hakuda, and you could use it on Kendo too, because this Z move, most people won't parry it, and you're hyper armored during it, so it's basically unpunishable move. You can combo extend off it with like an Eviscerate, or if you're speed, you can maybe time cut underneath them while they're ragdolled. I don't know, I've never tried it, but I'm sure it's good because this has pretty decent ones. I think all these moves guard break as well. I don't know if the C one might not guard break though. Oh no, it definitely does. I think it's a pretty good one. I'm probably putting it A tier. Zangetsu's pretty slept on. Judgment. I did say that you could run this one last time if you knew how it worked, but all the passives are broken currently, I'm pretty sure. And also they nerfed the damage all around for Judgment, so probably don't want to run this. Even if you're amazing with it, it's not worth all that extra effort when you could just use an S or A tier Shikai, really. I really don't know how any of these moves work, but the Z move has pretty good slow. X move is counter with slow, I think. And your C move, I don't know what this one does, not gonna lie. Probably, I'm putting it C tier now. I put it B tier last time saying you could make it an A, but after that damage nerf, I don't think you should be using it. Alright, Fire. I think I put this one a little low, but it's actually really nice on basically every moveset. The Z move is basically unpunishable, like engage tool, because you're moving so quickly, and I think it guard breaks at the end, but it does ragdoll slightly at the end, so you're not able to do any true moves, but you're able to like combo start with it and force them to have to like parry or like perfect dodge or move afterwards. After this, X move is pretty nice. It's pretty good on Hakuda as well to maintain an airtime. And then the C move comes out pretty fast slashes, so I'd recommend like Kendo or Speed for this, but Hakuda is also pretty good. Probably gonna put this A tier. Alright, Water. This is actually one of my favorite Shikais. It's really good with speed. You could probably do it on Kendo too, but specifically with speed, you can do some pretty good combos with it. Like the X reverse tides, up close is usually true into floating strikes, and then on the back side, it comes back and it guards break. So you've got pretty good pressure. You could do a lot of moves off that. And Z move is a good engage as well. Comes out pretty fast. It ragdoll, steals Ray. Actually, all your moves steal Ray. So this is really good on SR Kido as well, because SR Kido takes a lot of Ray now. So you could use that. But I still think Shadows is better. And this Geyser move actually on speed is amazing because it makes Unseen Blade true. So if you hit your Geyser, you can Unseen Blade immediately after, and because they're ragdolled, you'll just hit it every time. So for speed, I really recommend using Water. So I'm gonna probably put it still A. Alright, Berserk. I honestly don't think this is that good of a Shikai anymore. After the Z nerf, where they made it not guard break anymore, it's just like 80% posture or whatnot. And also, they nerfed the Unsealed Rage, which is the universal weapon. You can't really do true combos anymore, so I don't really think this is all too bad to fight. They have very large windups on most of its moves, so you can just get out of the way for most of them. Except the X, or is the X one you can actually aim. So this one, they could maybe catch you. But the C move and the Z move you should never get hit by, especially if you have a counter. The Z move should never hit you. Like, I know it has hyper armor on most of the stuff when you get to a certain health, and also does more damage, but I don't know. Most of the time you'll just get them low, and they really won't come back from that. Probably gonna I'll put it B tier now. It's still okay because of the damage buff when you get low, but I don't know. It's just not that good anymore. Can't do true combos with it no more. Alright, Poison. This one actually does a surprising amount of damage. They did nerf it. I don't know which ones they nerfed specifically. I'd have to check, but it's still pretty good. It's really good on speed and on Kendo as well. This X move here blocks their vision, so like you can usually do on speed like a Strata Strike or a Ghost Cleave uncontested because they won't be able to see you. So that's a good combo, but to land the X move, you have to hit your Z or C move to apply the poison first, so yeah. Also does decent damage. Also, it's really good with Greatsword. I think Greatsword crit into Z is true, and then you can do whatever you want afterwards. Like, you can blick onto them and you do like half a bar damage. It's pretty crazy. Not too good, but I'm gonna put a B for now. Alright, Wind. Now, Wind doesn't really have much going for it. Like, even though they added that accessory that makes Wind Crown GB, all these moves are pretty mediocre and you can't combo extend or go off them. Maybe Wind Prison, you can set up a Teppusatsu, but I don't think you can even do that anymore. And the C move is not even that good. You can block it fully. I think it's 360 blockable as well. So, probably B tier. Actually, no, C tier. This is useless. Don't use this. Reroll if you have this. There's no point in using it. Alright, Confusion. This one is actually pretty decent. If you didn't know, the Z move confirms your C move. Even if they block or parry it, it'll go through. But most people, if they're smart, they'll just turn around and block, which counters the C move. So just do that, and this won't be any problem. The only troublesome move I could see here is like the C move. I think if you land it like while they're doing a move, most of the time you'll just be able to get a bar combo off of it, like a vertical down split gate or like a high damage move at least. This X move is pretty good as well. It has no cooldown if you hit the counter correctly, and it comes out basically frame 1, so you could, if you're really good at reacting, you can counter every move. But other than that, nothing too special. I'll probably put it B tier. Creation. This is one of the best movesets in the game. ZM1 is basically frame 1 and it has hyper armor. You can't do it in the air anymore to get out of pocket combos, but it's still pretty good. ZM2 on the other hand is amazing because if you're up close, you do ZM2, it's true into Rising Swallow, and if you're around this distance here, ZM2 is true into Bisection as well. So you can do some high damage combos off that. Or you could do ZM2 into the C move while it's already down on the floor, and then you stun them, and then you can do like a Rising Swallow or whatever. That's like a bar combo right there. And the C move doesn't guard break anymore, so yeah, but it gives them the guard break effect if they're not blocking. And you can throw this out basically whenever. You got really long range and you can like snipe people with it. X move, really good. You can basically do a true combo Rising Swallow at a certain distance, and you can also do a true like Sonata flow. So if you're running this, I'd recommend you run like Sonata Crescent just because of this X move. But definitely an A tier. If you're really good with creation, you can fight basically anything. Alright, Lightning. This one's still pretty good. I think they made the C a true guard break before you used to be able to block it, but now it's a true guard break. X move comes out really fast, interrupt most moves. And your Z move does pretty high posture, so if you know how to play posture correctly, you'll be able to guard break them with that. And then you can do like, I recommend you run speed with this. You can do like a floating strikes into Flash Fang, which is the move that hits all around you, not to be confused with Fast Fang, which is the one where you move forward. Yeah, it's still pretty good, especially with the 7th Thunder. This one's definitely gonna be like an S tier. I still think it's pretty good. And these moves do a ton of damage. Like the C move does a quarter of a bar, and it's pretty easy to land in my opinion. So honestly, I'll put that S tier. I'll put it A tier for now. I don't know, whatever. S tier for now. Alright, Shadow. This is still very good with SR Kido. Even though they nerfed like the 2.5 bar true combo you could do with Teppusatsu, because I think Shadow Tendrils puts Teppusatsu on CD. You can still do basically any move after this. I recommend you do like Shinten Raiho. It's like the highest damage move you can do in SR Kido immediately after this. And yeah, still pretty good overall. Good moves. Probably gonna put this A tier. That's where I'm probably gonna end it. If you want, check out my other tier list, like I said, for all the other ones. I've got weapon tier lists, build tier lists, skill tree tier lists, and whatnot. But I'll probably remake my Bankai tier list, and then I'll move up to Quincy and Arrancar. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, if you have any suggestions you would make on the tier list, feel free to leave them down below. And thanks for watching.